Welcome back to Let's Play Star Wars, The Force Unleashed. I'm BurningDogFace, and this is another supplemental lore-only video. From the amount of entries that were left, maybe the last one. Who knows? Let's jump in. Darth Maul. Darth Maul was a relentless Sith warrior who employed the powers of the dark side to serve Darth Sidious, who would later become the Emperor. A terrifying visage of evil, Darth Maul's face is a mask of bizarre tattoos. Sharp horns formed a crown around his bald head, and his ferocious eyes revealed a spirit twisted by rage. I'm going to call bullshit on exactly one of those things, in that the horns are a natural feature of his species. There was a Zabrak in Knights of the Old Republic 2 named Bao Dur. It was hyphenated. And he was actually quite pleasant, and he had horns sticking out of the top of his head. Very little is known about Darth Maul's mysterious past, save that he was taken from his homeworld by Sidious while still an infant. The Zabrak child was then trained in secret, taught the esoteric art of the double-bladed lightsaber, which she wielded with animal grace. I feel like there should be an "and" in there. Trained in secret and taught the esoteric art. When Sidious eventually dispatched Maul to kill Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Sith Lord pursued his Jedi quarry relentlessly. He eventually cornered the pair on Naboo, where he fought against them both. Through a careful balance of defensive tactics and savage attacks, Maul gained the upper hand and brutally murdered Qui-Gon, only to be defeated by Obi-Wan shortly after. Kenobi severed Maul in two and sent the Sith plummeting into a melting pit. Despite his defeat, Maul remains a symbol of fear and Sith power. And, I wanted to make a shout-out here, actually. I'd been planning on making it during the video. I didn't know Maul had his own bio entry. It was DRS Dino who informed me that I was actually off. They actually brought. I said before that they announced. They made. How the fuck do I put this? They brought Darth Maul back to life, let's say, in the official canon in Star Wars Rebels. This is actually not the case, as they really did it in the TV series before that, Star Wars The Clone Wars. And that actually happened before the big reset of the canon in 2014. So it counts for both Legends and canon. But of course it hadn't happened when they made this game, because this game came out the same year they did that movie that started the Clone Wars. The 3D animated one. Oh, and either way, that would still be canon, because the Clone Wars series is one of the few things that remained canon. So thank you for correcting me. Hate to mislead my Burning Dog fans. Garm Bel Iblis. As a young and idealistic politician determined to preserve freedom throughout the galaxy, Corellian Senator Garm Bel Iblis was one of the few voices opposed to Senator Palpatine's rapid rise to power. Just prior to the start of the Clone Wars, Bel Iblis argued passionately against the against the Military Creation Act, favoring planetary security forces over a Republic army funded and controlled by the Supreme Chancellor. He later pulled the Corellia sector out of the Military Creation Act vote as a symbol of his opposition. Despite this, he did aid the Republic in the Clone Wars. He assembled his own militia from Corellian security forces, and assembled a formidable fleet of Corellian cruisers to help repel separatist advances against mid-rim worlds. He would often act as the cavalry, arriving just in time to rescue an overwhelmed Jedi, or provide air cover for Republic commandos. During the Clone Wars, Garm proved himself a brilliant military tactician, but on the Senate floor he continued to stand against Palpatine. When Palpatine ascended to Emperor, a frustrated Bail Iblis could no longer contain his anger. He continually lashed out against the Emperor's policies, opposing the creation of the Imperial war machine, the subjugation of entire planets, and the imperialization of major corporations. Unwilling to believe that the Jedi had betrayed the Republic, as Palpatine claimed, Bail Iblis frequently evoked the names of the most vaunted Jedi in his speeches. Angered by Garm's constant challenges, Emperor Palpatine recently ordered Imperial forces to arrest the entire Bail Iblis family. Garm was forced to watch as his wife and children were executed, but he managed to escape the slaughter. The Empire scoured the galaxy for Garm, who disappeared along with his entire private fleet, but to no avail. His flight from the Empire has been secretly aided by his allies in the Senate, Bail Organa and Mon Mothma. Inspired by the mysterious Star Killer, the three have begun to discuss taking more direct action against the Empire. Mon Mothma. An influential loyalist senator during the final days of the Galactic Republic, Mon Mothma was born on Chandrila and received her political training early in life. Her father was an arbiter general for the Old Republic, trained to bring peace between clashing species, while her mother served as a planetary governor. The couple taught their daughter the importance of all living creatures, and the essential doctrines of strong leadership. With surprising speed, Mon Mothma grasped her parents' teachings and became the youngest person elected to the Republic Senate, an honor she held until the rise of Princess Bail Organa of Alderaan. On the eve of the Clone Wars, Mon Mothma began to realize that the Old Republic was crumbling. She was one of the first to be wary of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine's forces, and began quietly petitioning senators who opposed his rule. She found kindred spirits in Padme Amidala, Bail Organa, the Corellian Garm Bel Iblis, and others. Together they plotted to thwart Palpatine's continued rise to power, but his plan to overthrow the Republic was already in motion. Palpatine eventually ascended to the position of Emperor and betrayed the Jedi Order. Now that Palpatine has created a system of territorial governors to report to him directly, Mothma knows that the Senate will soon be obsolete. Like Organa and Bail Iblis, she continues to quietly oppose the Emperor's rule, despite the very real danger of being branded a traitor. Fearing for her own safety and sickened by the Emperor's evil actions, Mon Mothma has begun considering more direct action to topple the Emperor and restore freedom to the galaxy. Interesting. I know that Mon Mothma appears in Rogue One. I've seen her in the trailers. Shadow Evo Trooper. An extensive but formidable variant of the Shadow Trooper design, the Shadow Evo Trooper is equipped with the Empire's most experimental armor, a suit that combines both advanced survival gear and the ability to absorb energy discharges of the rare cloaking. I'm going to say that again. A suit that combines both advanced survival gear and the ability to absorb energy discharges with a personal cloaking device. Evo Troopers are extremely rare, but have been sent to several alien worlds to menace the local populations and assassinate resistance leaders. Like their Shadow Trooper counterparts, are usually called into battle by Stormtrooper commanders, and use their cloaking devices to ambush enemies, opening fire with a barrage from their deadly flechette launchers. It's a pretty fancy way of saying that they're Evo Troopers that can cloak. What? Oh! I see the chains! Those are the Wookiee slaves on Imperial Kashyyyk. I didn't get this because I didn't kill any of them. Huh. Well, the DLC is following on from the dark side ending of this game, as I understand it. So maybe when I get to that point, I'll load up Imperial Kashyyyk and someone will take it for the team. And yes, technically we are seeing this before we get to the actual next level, but let's face it, we all knew where this is going. Death Star. The Death Star is the code name of an unspeakably powerful and horrific weapon developed by the Empire. The immense space station carries a weapon capable of destroying entire planets. The Death Star has been designed as an instrument of terror, meant to cow treasonous worlds with the threat of annihilation. The Death Star's exterior is lined with a formidable array of turbo lasers and tractor beam projectors, giving it firepower greater than half the Imperial fleet. Oh, half the Imperial Starfleet. Within its cavernous interior are legions of Imperial troops and fighter craft, as well as all manner of detention blocks and interrogation cells. The Death Star's primary weapon is its massive laser beam, composed of 8 smaller lasers. The Emperor maintains personal quarters aboard the Death Star and can often be found overseeing the space station's construction from a large observation dome hovering over the Death Star's massive laser focusing dish. The technical schematics for the Death Star were developed by brilliant technologists working for the Confederacy of Independent Systems during the Clone Wars. Huh. That's messed up. With the defeat of the Separatists and the Republic's transformation into Empire, quote, the Death Star project fell under the command of Grand Moff Tarkin, one of the Empire's preeminent governors. And of course, we know that there are no vehicles left. So that'll about do it. I'm BurningDogFace, and I'll see you next time on Let's Play Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, when we get closer to the end of this story and head off to the Death Star. Later!